Baby dies at daycare, flooding in Grove, and government rebuffs Jamaican economist assessment. I'm Enrico Bulford, and this is Uncut News. Do you see news happening? Send us a tip on WhatsApp at 592-659-6151. Yesterday, 7-month-old baby girl Oriah Gravesend was found unresponsive at a daycare in Ogle, East Coast, Aurora. It is believed that she had fallen from a bed and suffocated between the sheets after some amount of time of being left unattended. But when she was discovered, she was taken to the nearby health center where medical professionals attempted to resuscitate her about 8 times. When that failed, they called for an ambulance to take her to the Georgetown Public Hospital, but by then it was too late. The child was pronounced dead at the hospital minutes after she was brought in. Nonetheless, an investigation is ongoing. Caribbean Airlines is kicking off new flights between Trinidad and Guyana's Ogle International Airport. The carrier will be adding 3 new weekly flights between Port of Spain and Ogle beginning on the 3rd of April. The new service will be operating on Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. Caribbean Airlines says the route will be operating through at least November of this year. The flight time is about 1 hour and 50 minutes between the 2 airports. The Attorney General's Chambers has issued a statement claiming that the Guyana Human Rights Association has not been in good standing for nearly 3 decades, owing the state $38.6 million. The GHRA had claimed that it had all its ducks in a row with regard to the legal and financial matters, but according to the Attorney General, records show that the company has failed to file its annual returns since incorporation and has not applied for continuance under Part 4 Division B of the Companies Act. The statement concludes that the GHRA does not have the legitimacy or moral standing to pass judgment on any issue. Although it's interesting that this whole tax thing didn't become an issue until after they started speaking up. Oh well, I'm pretty sure they're not related in any way, shape, or form whatsoever. Residents in Grove, East Bank, Demerara are dealing with severe flooding and counting their losses after a breach in the sea defense occurred during work by a contractor. Although the breach has been temporarily sealed, residents have been warned to expect more flooding from the upcoming high tide. Residents who own and operate their businesses are currently cleaning and trying to salvage their valuables. Nevertheless, the water has already receded. On a related note, a new pump was installed in Crabwood Creek, East Berbice, to address the flooding issues that the farmers in the area have been experiencing for years. The pump, which cost about $75 million, was procured and installed after a meeting between the Minister of Agriculture and the farmers in the area some 3 weeks ago. The installation of the new pump has given the farmers hope that there will be 24-hour drainage during the upcoming May-June rainy season.
Hey, I'm interrupting this program to let you know that not all truck parts are created equal. Some does work hard without any problems for a long time, while others does make your truck break down quick and got you running your pockets again. Get genuine high-quality parts from Powered Automotive Truck Spares and Engine Parts and extend the life of your repair. They're the authorized dealer in Guyana for Hammer USA products like brake valves, clutch discs, universal bearings, and others. Visit them at 1161 EE Eccles or call them on 697-0171. Powered Automotive, the #1 truck and engine parts store in Guyana. If you didn't know, well, now you know.
Now it's time to tell you about the best price car of the week. Currently on sale is 2020 Toyota Raze. It's almost brand new, and it comes with Toyota safety sets, Bluetooth, mug rims, new tires, TV, CD, LED lighting, fog lamps, bar camera, and much, much more. Buy cars for $6 million. Or pay as low as $1.2 million down with around $160,000 monthly for 5 years, and it is yours. Call or WhatsApp 662-0844 for more info. Visit the showrooms at Lot 171 Peter Street, Queenstown, or Lot 2 Lamar Street, and tell them we can send you for this sweet deal. Tired of waiting on hold, tracking down a delivery driver, or carrying cash for your food orders? GT Eats is here to make your life easier. Guyana's first cashless food ordering and delivery app. Choose from Georgetown's top restaurants, pay securely with your card, and get your food delivered right to your doorstep. With the convenience of being able to order from your phone and the added feature of tracking your order, GT Eats is the ultimate solution for all your food needs. Download the app on Apple and Android stores and start ordering the easy way today. A civilian and a police officer exchanged gunfire in Linden, resulting in the death of one man and the injury of another. The deceased has been identified as Randy Jerome, while the injured man is Ronaldo Chapman. According to police, Ronaldo Chapman is in fact a known figure. The incident occurred during a police operation in the Wisma area and resulted in the recovery of marijuana and guns. Nonetheless, the case is still ongoing. The body of an 88-year-old woman, Patsy Bovell, was found wrapped in a sheet and dumped in an empty lot in Charleston, not too far from her home. The police investigators have since arrested the woman's grandson, who lived with her. 21-year-old waitress Alianne Lewis was released on $300,000 bail after being charged with the unlawful killing of her reputed husband, Eson Hamilton, on March 18th. The incident occurred at the home in Georgetown following an argument in which Hamilton allegedly slapped Lewis whilst she was sleeping. Lewis then armed herself with a knife and fatally stabbed him. The murder was reported to have occurred at around 6:30 in the morning, and Hamilton died while receiving treatment at the Georgetown Public Hospital. Lewis will have to report to the Albertown Police Station every Friday until the completion of the case. 40-year-old businessman Andrew Hunt has been released on $150,000 bail after being accused of forging a business registration certificate. A certificate that literally just cost $6,000 to obtain. Nonetheless, Hunt pleaded not guilty to the charge and is due to appear in court again on April the 5th, 2023. Now for today's oil update. The government has dismissed claims by Jamaican economist Dr. Damien King that Guyana is on the path of the Dutch disease due to inadequate institutions. The Ministry of Natural Resources highlighted various legislative and policy advances, including the passing of the Local Content Act and the establishment of the Local Content Secretariat, as well as new environmental permit conditions and fees. The government also updated the principles and conditions of all new petroleum production licenses and completed cost recovery audits. The government says that they are committed to transforming the governance framework and management of the petroleum sector, and they have enacted the local content legislation to maximize value extraction from Guyana's petroleum resources and to remedy pressing issues. Or at least that's what they say.
You can multiply your cash by selling Digicel Top-Up. This is a legit way you can earn some extra money at your business or to supplement your current hustle. Become a top-up vendor quick and easy by linking with Cellular Plus. Call them on telephone number 685-3109 for more info. Robbery season might be over, but the streets are still mean. That's why you need to get security for your home or business with Sheriff Security. Sheriff Security has well-trained guards, armed and unarmed patrol, Marine Patrol, K-9 services. They speed even our drones. Why? Because your security is their highest priority. You've seen the rest, now hire the best. Hire Sheriff Security Service today.
Now for our Uncut News Viewer's Poll question of the day. Every day we pose a question about current events in Guyana, the region, the diaspora, and how you feel it relates to us. Last night I asked, what should we do about all the assaults against teachers?
But before we get to that, I'm proud to announce our latest addition to the Noble Army, Richard Singh, who is supporting us at the reporter level, the highest level of monthly support we've received so far. So thank you, Richard Singh. And also, a special thank you to David Griffith, Dion Nascimento, Project Zero, and Dimitri V. I appreciate you all. And if you're watching at home and you'd like to support our movement, just hit the link in the video description.
Dimitri V says that he would support harsher penalties because all these attacks are not warranted. Longer prison sentences for sure, but they should also have a therapist or a social worker talk to them so they can help them come back into society. For teenagers, you need to do some kind of community service. I see. Rec21 says yes, harsher punishment for any type of violence as relating to teachers. These offenders, so, should be taken to the school they committed the act at and made to do community service like cleaning up, maintenance, etc. Lord knows some schools really need it. Indeed, they really do need it. Our Seaview Farm says teachers might need to start carrying weapons at school. Oh my. Because of this, school security either doesn't exist, but the police officers should be posted at each school and CCTV cameras. And finally, Losh says, for adults that beat on teachers, definitely, they need harsher punishments. Examples need to be made. But as for the children and students, I can't support harsher penalties simply because it's a reactive measure rather than a preventative one. If you ask me, we gotta address the issue at the source. What causes students to feel empowered enough to strike a teacher? Is it something to do with home life? Do we have programs to teach parents how to parent? Do working parents have time to properly raise their kids? These are some questions to consider. Children learn where they live, folks. Powerful poem. Look it up. You know, you are absolutely right. I agree, and especially about the reactive part, you're absolutely correct. So, now for tonight's question. How do you feel about Guyana's future right now? Are you optimistic, or a little pessimistic, or somewhere in between? I really want to hear from you. So, why do you feel that way? Think about that question. Tell us in the comments below. If your response is good enough, we just might feature it in our next episode. Anyway, that's all the time we have for tonight, and see you tomorrow for another. Until then, I'm Nico Bulford saying good night, folks.